Good evening and thank you for joining us on the War Diary. On the 389th day of the war, these are the main highlights of the day at 7 p.m. Beirut time. We begin with the situation in Lebanon. The situation in Beirut's southern suburbs continues to remain calm. However, Israeli airstrikes in other regions continue causing extensive damage to life and property. In southern Lebanon, two intense Israeli airstrikes targeted the Sayyid al-Shuhada complex in Harit Saida, causing significant destruction. An Israeli drone also targeted a car on the Beit al-Siyad and Al-Amariya road south of Tyre. Preliminary information indicated it resulted in several casualties. During the day, raids also targeted several towns including Sha'ra, Majlislim, Khiyam, Shaheen and Kafra. Additionally, 11 airstrikes were recorded on Yuhmar al-Shakif, destroying several houses in the town. At least 2 casualties were reported. The town of Jab'a was also subjected to at least 9 air raids as of midnight. This led to the destruction of 12 buildings and homes. A raid by a drone was also recorded in Haboush, where injuries were reported. Other attacks including raids on Jab'a, Barashit, Al-Ansar and Hama and Noon. In the Bekaa, a raid targeted Talbeya this afternoon. This came after intense bombarding of several villages in the district including Baalbek, killed at least 63 people and wounded dozens. On the report, Hezbollah announced they had targeted the settlements of Dalton, Ma'alot, Tarshisha, Hanita and Kiryat Shmona. The group also claimed the targeting of a Hermes 900 drone over Marja'ayun area. They also targeted the gatherings of Israeli soldiers in several Israeli bases including Ras al-Naura naval position and Beit Hillel base. Israeli army vehicles reached the eastern outskirts of Khiyam town where 2 tanks and a bulldozer was reported. On that end, Hezbollah also claimed to have halted their attempts to advance into the village, forcing the army to retreat and inflicting losses in terms of lives and vehicles. On the other hand, the Israeli army announced that 12 soldiers were injured during the past 24 hours, at least 7 of them in Lebanon. The army also announced that it had attacked 110 Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. For its part, the Israeli Channel 12 announced that Metula is destroyed in terms of infrastructure, not just houses. Israeli media also reported that a drone crashed at a train station in Nahariya after sirens sounded, resulting in an injury. In the region, in Gaza, the conflict is reaching new heights of violence. A nighttime Israeli strike on a 5-story family building in Beit Lahya killed 93 people, mainly women and children, according to the civil defense. Nearly 40 people are still buried under the rubble. The wounded, most of them children, were taken to Kamal Adwan Hospital, where medical resources are now virtually non-existent. In Yemen, Iranian-backed Houthi rebels claimed responsibility for a drone attack on the Ashkelon region of southern Israel. According to the Israeli army, the drone crossed Israeli airspace before crashing in an open area, causing no injuries. The human toll since the start of the war at 7 p.m. Beirut time. The Lebanese Ministry of Health reported that 2,710 were killed and 12,360 injured due to the Israeli attacks on the country since October 8, 2023. On the Gaza side, the Enclave's Ministry of Health has reported at least 43,061 Palestinians killed since October 7. On the diplomatic front, a wave of international condemnation was triggered by Monday's adoption by the Israeli parliament of a law banning the activities of UNRWA, the UN agency for Palestinian refugees in Israel and East Jerusalem. Qatar immediately reacted by condemning the decision and warning of catastrophic consequences for the Palestinian population, underlining UNRWA's vital role in providing essential humanitarian aid. Jordan also denounced what it saw as an attempt to politically assassinate the agency, while several European capitals, the UN, and the World Health Organization joined the chorus of criticism. At the same time, talks in Doha between the head of the Mossad, Qatari, and US officials attempted to establish a framework for negotiating the release of Israeli hostages held in Gaza. A total of 97 hostages remain captive, 34 of whom have been declared dead by the Israeli army. That's it for today's recap. See you tomorrow for another roundup of the situation. Until then, stay connected on our website www.thisisbeirut.com.lb and on all our social media platforms.